Good evening. Welcome to the Town Council, April 3rd, 2024 special meeting. We have call to order, roll call. We are all present except for Councilor Merritt, Councilor McBride, who let me know that he will not be able to make it this evening, and if he can, he will come in later on in the meeting. And Councilor Gajewski said he is expected to be running late this evening.
If I may just state for the record, my son has his high school fencing banquet today, last one since he's a senior. So I am going into another room to Zoom, and then I will let you know when I have to break off to attend the awards section. And then I'm right across the street from Fitch, so I'll either show up or appear back on Zoom, but I'll give you enough notice if you see my hand raised. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, and I will keep an eye out for that. So moving on to new business. As a reminder, we have a budget rule of 1 round speaking per motion that's on the floor. So new business, we are on 2024-247, FYE 2025 proposed budget. And our first item is Legislative Policy 1001. Councilor Parker, would you like to put that motion on the table?
I make a motion for 1001 for $42,650.
Second, Jones.
Okay, let's see. I have to document all this, so motion by Parker, second by Jones. Do we have any comments? And, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Burt, would you like to give an introduction as to this item?
Sure. You'll see that the budget is down by almost 50%. It's not quite as impressive as it looks. That was because the Groton sale went through there this last year. So it's actually, taking that out of consideration, it's a flat budget. If you recall, most of this is for the Connecticut Conference Municipalities. $30,000 is for that. There's a $4,000 for beautification, and then a little bit others for trainings. So it is a flat budget from where we started last year, and we mid-year put through the Groton sale donation.
Okay, I'm not seeing anybody with any,
Sorry.
oh, I'm sorry, Councilor Pacino.
Thank you. I hate to even bring it up, but 10015 veterans and military. What is that $2,200 for?
Flags for cemeteries, and so we get the bills for those sporadically. Sometimes we get 2 in a year because they forget sometimes, but it's for flags.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any further questions, comments, discussion? Okay. So we have 42,600 moved by Parker, seconded by Jones, and we will do roll call vote. Councilor Bordelon.
Aye.
Councilor Pacino.
Aye.
Councilor Rusk.
Aye.
Councilor Jones.
Aye.
Councilor Parker.
Aye.
I am also an aye. That's 1, 2, 3. 6 to 0 to 0. Okay, up next, 1006. Councilor Jones, would you like to? Mhm.
Legal services,
Yep,
number
page
1006.
64. Yep, page 64, cost center total.
Amount of $477,500. So moved.
Second, Rusk.
All right, moved by Jones, seconded by Rusk. Mr. Burt?
Sure. We're looking, I do think I'm going to recommend a cut of 27,500 for this one. What we do with this is the hourly rate has gone up slightly from 185 to 200 for the attorneys, but that's not an appreciable difference. The HR director, Anisha Green, myself, and the attorneys discuss all the things pending before the town. And, it could be arbitrations, court cases, everything else going on. And we try to come up with what looks to be a solid budget. So I think we could probably cut it back to 450, but I wouldn't cut it below that, so.
Okay.
I'll make them.
Counselor Rusk?
I'd like to make a motion for $450,000 for
Park.
account number 1006.
Parker will second.
Moved by Rusk, seconded by Parker. Any discussion? All right, I don't see any discussion. We will be voting on the account 1006 for $450,000. Counselor Bordelon?
Unfortunately, I zoomed out for a minute and I just came back on, so I'm going to have to abstain because I didn't have a chance to discuss, not your fault, just the reception wasn't good.
Okay. Counselor Pacino?
Aye.
Counselor Rusk?
Aye.
Counselor Jones?
Aye.
Counselor Parker?
Yes.
Counselor Galeski just arrived, but I'm not sure how, I don't know if he was arrived early enough to vote, but he is on.
Okay, Counselor Gajewski, you have your hand up. We are voting on account 1006, which is legal, what's the title here? Legal services. And the motion has been on the floor to reduce it down to $450,000. Would you like to vote on this?
Sorry, I was in the waiting room for about 5 minutes. It's a $30,000 cut in legal services, correct?
27,500.
27,500, yes, I am a yes on that, thank you.
Thank you. So Counselor Gajewski arrived, I would say, approximately 6:13. He is voting in favor, so that's one.
I just have a quick clarifying question.
Yes.
What is the percent increase then for this object line with that decrease?
Just a moment. We have calculations being made.
%.
Sixteen 16.8%, yep.
Okay.
16.8%.
We
I'm sorry,
have,
could you do it again?
16.8.
Yeah, I would be in favor of that then. Yes.
you're changing your vote to yes?
Yeah, because like I said, I cut out and the reception lost and came back, and so I didn't have a chance, but I'm
Okay.
in favor of a 16% increase, that's fine.
All right, I will change the vote then to 7 to 0 to 0. All right, next item is account 1010. Counselor Rusk, would you like to make that
Yes.
motion?
Account 1010, executive management. I move the number of $358,514.
Second, Parker?
So we have a motion by Rusk, seconded by Parker. Town Manager Burt?
The 25 requested budget amount is $332,214, which is a 2.8% or $9,638 increase from 24. However, I have two things to propose to the council. One is to reduce the professional line item or portion by $500. And then, given the challenges the Board of Education has presented and in consideration of its likely impact on Groton taxpayers, I'm asking to have my salary increase removed from the budget. In times like these, it's imperative that those of us in the top leadership lead by example, so. So reduction of total of 5720. Well, plus FICA if Lori wanted to take a guess at FICA.
I'm doing some math. Hold on just a minute. Are you doing math on the FICA?
Yeah, it will also be a reduction of $399.33, so $400 for FICA.
So if you add all that together, it's 6,119.
What's the number?
Do our numbers match?
5-1.
What is the number?
And
No. Yeah, I'm sure they do.
I have a total of $6,119. Is that correct?
If you do
So-
400, then it'd be 20, but, yeah. either
So
way.
$500, $5,220 plus 399.
Well, she rounded to 400, but yeah,
Okay.
either way. The dollar won't matter either way. I would just say if, to make it easy, 6120.
6120.
Actually, I'm getting 6608,
Hold it.
including the FICA, the salary difference from 24 to 25, sorry. And the 1,000 for professional development.
I had 5220.
500?
so-
Point of information, was it 500 from professional development?
Yes.
It was 500 for
500.
professional development,
Well, okay.
5,220.
I changed it from the first version, Lori. Lori saw the original list. I was really looking at it, it said 500.
For-
So, point of information, it's on page 68, line 5210, it's going from 10,000 to 9,500.
Correct.
And then,
My salary will
In-
stay flat, and then the town manager's salary.
so that is in line item 5101, correct?
Well, that plus FICA would be under the 5151. Lori put it in the right spots.
Okay, so how much is it gonna be?
6120 total.
So the number that I'm coming up with would be, if anybody would like to put the motion on the table, would be $352,394. Am I correct? Just to have a second on that one.
Second.
Double checking the math.
You said 352,394?
352,394.
Yep.
Yes.
352,394. I'll make the motion.
Second?
Motion made by Franco, seconded by Gieske.
Point of information,
Point of information?
I just wanted to know just for my book numbers here, what's the percent increase then with those deductions?
1.1.
Thank you.
And those are essentially, we have the one full-time plus one part-time person, so it's the allocated raises, the COLAs.
Right, and I thank you very much for actually sacrificing an increase in your pay for our community and during this budget and how tough it is right now. So I appreciate that and give you much kudos for doing so.
Point of information.
Counselor Jones?
Is this something we could put back at a later time if situations
Well,
change?
technically, but I stand by it, so.
Okay, all right.
Counselor Bordelon?
I too just want to thank you for your commitment and sacrifice during tough budget times. It's great to see folks that are willing to yield. And it was something that's been brought up in other object codes and in different areas, anyway, thank you for your sacrifice.
No, glad to do it. And I'm looking everywhere for where we could possibly cut the budget. So I did send a list to all counselors today of things to consider.
No, I appreciate all the updates. I think as the budget is rolling, I know your budget comes out early. I think it's always important to take a look back and look where we can find some more efficiencies and possibly deficiencies. So I appreciate that, email and forward thinking. Thank you.
Do we have any more discussion? Counselor Rusk?
Can I just ask quickly, what percentage of this budget is the town side budget?
The town side?
The town side is what
Taking
percentage?
out like subdivisions and that type of.
Mhm.
Oh, it should be on the town operation one.
Is this on page 8? Is that portion of the budget? Nope. That's down.
It's about 28.1% for town operations proper.
28.1%. What percentage of it is the Board of Ed?
It's around 55. Usually it's between 55 and 60. I was thinking it was 55, but let me do the math.
So 28.1% is the town budget. And what percentage, I'm sorry,
55, Board of Ed.
approximately 55% of the Board of
55.6.
55.6? Okay. Especially in light of that amount, I want to say thank you. You're right. Leaders lead, and I appreciate your sacrifice, so thank you. That's all I have.
Okay. Counselor Gajewski?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I also want to commend Manager Burt, and we are lucky to have him as our town manager. For those who are watching at home, he does unbelievable work behind the scenes. He's responsive to counselors, and he's really just a leader. And we are lucky to have him in our town, and I thank him for taking this leadership.
Let me blush.
No, you deserve it.
Okay, I don't see any more comments, so we're going to vote on this. Let's do roll call. We will start with Counselor Bordelon.
Aye.
Counselor Pacino?
Aye.
Counselor Rusk?
Aye.
Counselor Jones?
Aye.
Counselor Gajewski?
Aye.
Counselor Parker?
Aye.
That passes 7-0. Moving on to the next item, regional agencies, number 1083. Is that right? That would be on page 175. And Counselor Pacino, would you like to take that one?
Yes, ma'am. I would like to move the number for regional agencies, 1083, of $157,416.
Second, Parker?
Moved by Pacino, seconded by Parker.
And we do have representatives, I believe, from all 4 agencies. You're for sector, is that- yeah, we have representatives of all 3 of them online, and let me allow them to talk. Okay. I'll be on their way.
I'm not exactly sure how we're going to do this with Zoom, but would you
If
like to
you
come
have
to the
any
table as well?
questions, yeah.
So for introductions, would you like to state where you, who you are? If you are from Southeastern Connecticut Council of Governments? Is there a representative here?
Amanda Kennedy's online, director.
Yep, I'm here, Amanda Kennedy, Executive Director at Southeastern Connecticut Council of Governments.
Hello, welcome. From Southeastern Connecticut Enterprise Region Sector?
It's me, RT Brown.
All right, thank you. And then from Southeastern Area Transit Authority, the seat.
Good evening, this is Mike Carroll from SEAT.
Good evening. And then Southeastern Connecticut Regional Probate Court.
I'm here, can you hear me? This
We-
is Elizabeth Lehman.
We sure can. Welcome.
All right, thank you.
Would you like to mention, like, we can go around and everybody can mention their budget and have a little presentation on what your number's about? So Southeastern Connecticut Council of Governments, would you like to go first?
Yes, thank you. So Southeastern Connecticut Council of Governments is a regional agency. We have membership from 22 towns and boroughs in the region, and our municipal dues support a number of activities. Pivotally, they provide the match for our transportation planning funding, so we provide a 10% match, local match for federal and state transportation planning dollars. That helps us assist our member towns in accessing transportation funding programs. We did have a webinar just last week on a whole bunch of opportunities that our towns are eligible for, and we assist them with being successful in applying for those funds. We also do a number of other activities. We're active with hazard mitigation, regional planning, housing planning, environmental work, and we also provide direct municipal services to our member towns. So happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you.
I should note that, so the municipal dues from the town of Groton this year would be $15,963, and that's based on a population per capita rate that has not changed for several years.
Thank you very much. Southeastern Connecticut Enterprise Region.
Hi, R.T. Brown. Thank you for the work that you do. Appreciate it and appreciate previous year's support. We are the region's economic development district, and that designation comes from the Council of Governments, the Connecticut Department of Economic and Community Development, and then federally the U.S. Economic Development Administration. Our role in the region is to develop what's called a Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy, or CEDS, and then we take that and we implement any gaps that we might find. I'm the Director of Economic Development Strategy and Business Services, and we deploy programs such as non-traditional lending or lending to businesses that would have a difficult time obtaining traditional financing so that they can help grow their business and add jobs and contribute to the economy. We've also, in the last year, started a program called Sector Rise, which is funded through the Department of Economic and Community Development, and it offers grants to small businesses for growth-related projects. In the town of Groton specifically, it's actually under a year, $78,300 for businesses within town. And then on the loan side, we have 4 businesses that have received just over $1.9 million in business funds to help grow their businesses. Similar to Ms. Kennedy's comments for the COG, our funding goes as the funds that we request from municipalities helps to fund our programs, but it's also used to leverage other grants because it's unrestricted, if you will, so that we can use it as match when we apply to other grants to help support the region. Also in the last year, I'll leave it at this, we conducted a regional business resiliency assessment, and in the following months, I'm going to be working with Mr. Bronk and his department to help communicate to that to the region and get the information out to local businesses so that they can complete that survey and help us better understand what are their needs when it comes to things like climate resiliency and business continuity and interruption. Happy to entertain any questions, but also happy to yield to other folks that need to do their presentations.
Thank you. Next up is SEAT.
Good evening, Mike Carroll with Southeast Area Transit, SEED is requesting $110,252 from the town of Groton. Just as a reminder, this only covers about 9% of SEED's total operating budget. And also as a reminder that SEED receives federal and state funding for capital projects, so we do not require any local town contribution for capital projects. Those are fully funded by the state and by the federal government. This request will fund existing transit services. And the other good thing that I am pleased to report is for the first time in quite a few years since I've been here at the Southeast Area Transit, we are receiving a sizable increase in state funding to actually expand services, including some expansion of fixed route service, resumption of Sunday service, which will also include the town of Groton, and finally a new microtransit service in the eastern portion of Groton in the Mystic-Noank area of Groton, which we hope to start those services July 1st of this year. With that being said, I'd be glad to try to answer any questions that you may have, and I'm certainly pleased to work with the town and providing a public transit service to the community.
Thank you. Southeastern Connecticut Regional Probate Court?
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you all for your service. I'm Elizabeth Lehman. I'm the judge of probate for the Southeastern Connecticut Regional Probate Court. This is the budget that the towns are statutorily required to fund each probate court. It goes largely unchanged, but it's based on per capita population in each district, and Groton is the largest district. So we have divided up the budget by the 4 towns: Groton, Stonington, North Stonington, and Ledyard. I think there was just a slight increase this year due to some fiber optics that we're required to be installing, and basically office supplies, which have increased, and postage and things of that nature. But it is shared among the 4 towns, and as I mentioned, on the books, the state law requires each town to fund a probate court. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them, and I'm happy to talk about the good work that we're doing. But I will not go on for too terribly much longer, as I know everyone's got a lot to do tonight. So thank you again.
Thank you. So do we have any discussion? Councilor Borderline.
First, I just want to thank everybody for coming and presenting. I think each and every one of you are very important in the connectability from, accessibility for probate to, the seat and many other enterprises here. I know I've heard great things, so thank you to Attorney Lehman for her dedicated work. I've heard folks in the community very thankful and happy to have your services when needing them. My one question, though, is with the Southeastern Area Transit. I have heard from a lot of people who were trying to get jobs and things in Mystic and not having the accessibility to get transit into Mystic. Is there any plan for that?
Yes, I mentioned that the expansion of the microtransit service, the new pilot project, will be starting. It's a 2-year pilot funded by the state of Connecticut, and so that is designed to fill the gap that we currently have. So it's basically in the eastern portion of Groton, including Mystic and Noank. So that service we hope to kick off starting in July, if not before. And then actually we hope to start the Groton service May 6th is our target date at this point. We've been delayed on receipt of new vehicles to start that service, so hopefully they will be showing up. Also, the Route 108 line serves both Groton, New London, and Mystic, and that has been running for years. That's running every other hour, Monday through Saturday, and we'll be expanding that service to include Sunday as well. So there is some service, perhaps not as much as folks would like, but we're trying to fill that gap as best we can.
I think that's great, and I appreciate that. That's one of the things I know folks have talked about from a budgetary thing and economic development was about having connectability for Mystic and maybe cutting down on the traffic in Mystic. I know for myself, living on the city side of Groton, on a Friday night, I would hop a bus to go to Mystic to avoid traffic in the summer if I could do it. So it would be a great asset. Speaking from young adolescent side, I had teenage boys who had jobs in Mystic, and during the day I had to work. It would have been awesome if they could have hopped a bus and got to downtown Mystic until they got their license and got a car. So having that would be wonderful. And looking at the big picture and projectability of expanding with capabilities and funding to maybe eventually connect with Westerly, to be able to kind of meet where Westerly cuts off and hop a bus to get into downtown Westerly. But anyway, I appreciate what you've said for the updates, and I hope to see that expansion continue because it will help with our economic drivers and cut down with traffic as well. But thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay. I don't see any other hands or for discussion, so we will take a vote on $157,416. Moved by Pacino, seconded by Parker. Roll call will be Counselor Bordelon,
Aye.
Counselor Pacino,
Aye.
Counselor Rusk,
Aye.
Counselor Jones,
Aye.
Counselor Gieske,
Aye.
Counselor Parker.
Aye.
All right, there we go. That is 7-0. Moving on to our next item is 1011. And that is on page 71. Let's see. Counselor Parker, would you like to take that one?
Make a motion for account number 1011, $1,331,909. I so move.
Second, Jones.
Moved by Parker, seconded by Jones.
And I do have Director Jay Main online, our newish IT director, who's doing a very fantastic job.
Okay, great. Would you like to make a presentation, Mr. Main, on your budget?
Not hearing you, Jay.
We can't hear you.
That's a bad start.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Can hear you now?
Sorry about that. I'm great with technology. Very nice to be here tonight, and I'm here to answer any questions that you may have, and thank you for having me.
Okay. Counselor Bordelon.
Yes, can you talk about what's driving the increase this year, your budget item?
Yes, it looks like, just judging from discussing some of the increases that we're seeing across the board with other townships, this seems to be industry standard. We haven't really added a whole lot. This is the technology that we already have in place, but the renewal and the support and licensing agreements have increased more than usual.
Thank you.
So essentially, we're stuck.
Counselor Rusk.
I just want to note that we went from an IT manager to an IT director, which also increased our budget significantly.
Yes. And we did that mid-year, right?
Can I ask about longevity pay and salary adjustments, performance bonuses? Can we just talk about those?
I'm assuming in longevity, there must be one collective bargaining unit member who's been here long enough to still have that. Is that correct, Jay?
Yes, I believe one member of the team.
Yeah, it's been here a long time. So that's just, we've been weeding, those are gone now, but they're still phasing out a little bit.
Just still
So,
part of a union contract?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Salary adjustment was the change in positions?
I believe part of the salary adjustment is also.
It's the payout for Brian, for accumulated vacation time.
Got it. Thank you. And then performance bonuses are based on union negotiations?
I'm not sure what that one is. Do you know, Jay, what that is?
I believe that's also one of the team members has been here long enough to have standardized performance increases.
But now it's phased out for 25? It's in the 24, but it's not in the 25.
So that might have also been the former IT manager.
Okay, it might have been related to that then.
To the manager leaving?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Those are my questions.
Yeah. Counselor Jones?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you, Director, for being here. I know in past years, we've sort of talked about, because of the location where the IT department is located and the risk of flooding and just potential things that can happen to that center, and it was in our plan at some point to move that. Do you have are you taking care of things? I know with our flooding seems to be increasing, and I'm just concerned that we have.
I think we are focusing a lot on redundancy to make sure that if there is an issue, we can quickly recover from that, including disaster recovery planning.
So we have a good disaster recovery plan. Okay, that's all. I know we've talked about it in the past, so.
In fact, I just received an update from Jay a week or two ago on, generally on IT cyber. I'm sorry, I received an update a week ago or so on cybersecurity, but it also mentions the redundancy, the backup process. So I'll send that to the council so you have it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. I have a question on professional development. In 2023, it was like $235. Then it went up to $1,735 in 2024, and now it's up to $9,885. Can we explain that one?
Yeah, there was almost nothing being spent on training before, and as you know, with IT, you have to keep up on it. So with Jay coming in, we're right-sizing where that should be.
Okay.
Very, very necessary of any department. That's the most necessary department.
Okay, and does that pay if he has to get certified in certain things? Because I know there's certificates that you have to maintain and upkeep as an IT
I'll let him
person.
in.
Mr. Maine? Will that help cover certifications and things that have to be maintained?
Yes, that's for certifications, certification renewals, ongoing training, and, a lot of stuff that's mostly security-based. So for the changes that we're seeing within the, within the security environment.
Right, and you're going to expect that with your staff. Is that what you're trying to do, is keep them up to date on all the latest, greatest? And
That is
certified?
correct. Yeah, and it breaks down to, I know it sounds like a lot more than what's typically been spent, but it breaks down to about $1,600 per team member.
Okay, that sounds reasonable, and I thank you, and I would hope that department should be very educated on such things, so thank you very much. Appreciate that. Any other discussion? Okay. I guess we'll be taking a vote on count number 1011 for $1,331,909. Motion by Parker, seconded by Jones. We will do roll call. So Counselor Bordelon.
Aye.
Counselor Pacino.
Aye.
Counselor Rusk.
Aye.
Counselor Jones.
Aye.
Counselor Gieske.
Aye.
And Counselor Parker.
Aye.
That passes 7-0.
Just to you, Mayor.
Yes.
I probably will not need to come off since we're moving as fast as we are, and the awards haven't even started yet, and I'm sitting off in the corner eating, so I will stay on for the remainder.
Okay, thank you. Up next is Technology Replacement Fund, number 6050. That is on page 75, and we are on, Counselor Gieske, would you like to move the number?
Yes, just give me 1 second to get to the page.
75.
Motion to approve $88,740 for object code technology replacement number 6050. So moved.
I'm sorry, it's in the cost center, isn't that correct? It's the 82.
It's the
Oh, I'm
total,
sorry. I'm
total
sorry.
appropriation at the top.
Okay. Appropriation
Got it.
at the top, I'm sorry,
So
total
it-
appropriation.
Sorry, I read the financing plan, my bad. I move $82,550 for technology replacement, object code 0650, so moved.
Second.
All right. Moved by Gieske, seconded by Rusk. And does anybody want to speak on this one? Mr. Maine, would you like to talk about your budget?
Sure. Yeah, I think it's, this is pretty standard. It hasn't changed much from years past. This is to replace predominantly workstations in the town every 5 years. Very reasonable. As well as printers and certain peripherals that are needed for everyday business. I think the only increases that we've seen in this is just the cost of hardware.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion? Counselor Bordelon?
Great. I'm not seeing much of an increase here, so is that staying the same, still only the 1%, if I'm reading this correct?
Yes.
I believe so, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I can definitely support. I think, I went through it very detailed a couple nights ago, and, 1% is a modest increase, and I thank you for that, and you have my full support.
Thank you very much.
Do we have any more discussion? Okay, I guess we will now vote on account number 6050, $82,515. We'll do roll call. Counselor Bordelon?
Aye.
Counselor Pacino?
Aye.
Counselor Rusk?
Aye.
Counselor Jones?
Aye.
Counselor Gieske?
Aye.
Counselor Parker?
Aye.
That passes 7-0. That was the last item on our agenda tonight, and we shockingly went 48 minutes tonight, so.
Motion to recess?
Motion to recess.
Oh, wait.
Wait,
Lori raised her
one
hand, I'm sorry.
second. Where is my packet?
Did we have something?
We are making a recess to April 4th.
April 3rd?
April 3rd.
Oh, I'm so sorry, you're right. April 3rd, I'm on the wrong page. April 3rd.
Motion to make a motion to recess to April 3rd at 6 PM.
All right, thank you very much, and we do not need a second because we
Second.
just recessed.
Oh,
That's
So-
great. See you guys all tomorrow.
See you then. See you at Town Council tomorrow. Thanks, everybody.
Why is this?